Hello and welcome to another episode of Artist Jam. My name is Maricela Hernandez and I'll be your host for today. This week on Artist Jam, we're jamming with Cynthia Xiong, a local artist from the Central Valley. She was originally supposed to have her artwork up at CMAC during the month of April, but due to the shelter in place, we're moving everything virtually. Cynthia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm very excited and happy to be here. It's been quite a journey with this shelter in place.
Cynthia, earlier this week you actually shared with me a quote. I was wondering if you can go into it and just discuss why you chose it and what does it mean. I know it's in French.
I chose the quote "C'est la vie," and it's in English. It means "This is life," and I resonated with it because this is life as in right now, and it's more of a motivation quote for me. So this is just life. It's not forever. It's just for now.
Nice. I like that quote because I think it's a good reminder that what's happening now is not going to be forever and that eventually things will be okay.
Yes, I agree. It's everyone needs that and the little reminder and motivation.
Cynthia, can you let us know a little bit about yourself so our viewers at home get to know you a little better?
Yes, I'm a local photographer here. I mainly focus on landscape. That's where I first started off, which is landscape. It was more of landscape and street photography, black and white, and then I took a few classes at Fresno City. That's where I got more into colors. It helps me see colors more in the editing process. And from there, I'm always a big fan of just simplicity of lines and geometric shapes, and that's how I got that into my artwork as well.
I like that. And with your art, it's very particular because you're combining not only photography, but you're combining shapes, you're combining lines over your photography. And I just wanted to ask what triggered or what inspired you to even connect those two things?
I think it just more comes from how what I'm feeling when I'm taking those photos, and also when I'm the editing process too, where when I'm editing, how am I feeling, and then where an image just pop in my head to match up with the photo that I took, and I just combined those two. It was just basically just what I'm feeling at that time.
For those folks who aren't familiar with art in general or photography or any type of graphic design, could you explain to us just the process you go through and also discuss what process do you really get drawn into?
Okay, so the first process is going out and just seeing the world, just seeing the landscape, the people, and just capturing moments. Then after that, I would digitally Photoshop or edit the image, more just the coloring. And this is where I really get to be creative because it's where I get to actually manipulate the colors and where I get to set a mood or a tone to the image. And then from the mood and tone, then I add the geometric shapes or the line art onto the image. That this is where I actually get to be really creative. That's the part I enjoy the most.
Nice. I really like that. I love, as a creative myself, I definitely would agree with you that that would be one of my favorite parts to get to. I just can't wait. But I do love exploring and enjoying and taking pictures of the world. When you're doing your art, what type of art comes out more? Is it more of the feeling of love, hope, strength, some sadness, some realism? Where do you see yourself leaning into when you are creating these works of art?
I would say a combination of almost everything that you list right there. It's depending on the work that I'm working on, because some of the pieces are sad, some of the pieces are like loving, some of the pieces are just admiring nature itself. It's just depending on the location that I went to and during that time and what I was experiencing or going through emotionally, then that's how I feel. But it's a combination of what you listed of love and passionate and friendship, family.
Have you displayed your artwork anywhere, and what were some of the comments that you received on them?
I actually haven't displayed my artwork anywhere. The only place that I have, it's just online on my Instagram. So I do feel like with from what people have told me from through there, it's always just the colors. You know, they're just amazed by the color or how that sets the mood, the tone of the image. So that's where I knew that that's where my strength come from.
I remember that you had told me a story about an elderly woman that saw one of your pieces.
Yes, yes. It was an image that I drew, and I it was an image that I drew, and an elderly woman saw that image at the Fresno Fairground. So that's one of my art piece that I did a while long, well, not a while, long time ago. And she saw it, and she told me that that image remind her of her and her husband, who have been married for about 50 years, I think, about 50 years. And she just talked about how like it's just the image reminded her of her marriage and how a relationship should be about sharing, how they both always share. Um, even though they're married for 15 years and they're together, they still share their lives together, like everything they do, they share and talk about things. And that's really amazing because just to be hopeful that love does exist out there and it does last too.
Speaking of your art, you actually shared some pieces with us today. So, going into the first piece, can you tell me a little bit of what inspired you to take one, the picture, and the art that overlays the picture?
First of all, I took this, of course, at a beach, and it was my first time going on like a day trip, like day trip to the beach with my friends. The first time I went to the beach with my friends, and during that time, I was struggling with coming out to my family, and my friends decided to take me away from all the uh, intensity of it. And that's why I drew it because, and well, I took this picture there, and then I drew a heart, um, because for me it symbolized that your friends can be your family too. There are other people there for you too, not just your family, but friends are always there for you too. And that's where I was very thankful, that they took me there to just de-stress from everything that was going through.
When I'm looking at this photo, I see the sand and like the tones are very cool, and it definitely sets the mood. And I could definitely see where you're going with when you're talking about working with colors and setting the tone and setting the mood for your art. And I really like the line art that you put into it. It really complements the photo behind the art. So this is definitely a special one. It's actually, I feel like it's one of my favorites. Let's go on and see what you have next. Can you tell me a little bit about this one and what inspired this piece of art?
For this one, it's what inspired me is my friend. She's been there for me. She's like a sister to me too, and she's a very big Selena fan, and she was the one who got me into listening to Como la Flor. And so this is whole like inspiration and dedication to my friend who's she's been there for me. And I was just thinking about her and how about like the things I went through with her and how she sees my ups and downs, and I've seen her ups and downs, and just really want to dedicate a piece to her. So this is for her.
That is so nice. I love it. And the way you said como la flor, right, you're right on. That's really good. This is definitely nice. I love that. Like, just like out of the two that we already saw, they're all tying back to friendship. The friendship that has impacted you and how that has also inspired you to continue, on your path. Then our last one, which is, very nice. I really enjoy the scenery, but I also enjoy the line art. So tell me the story about this one and how these complement each other.
I was in San Francisco when I took this photo, and I was just thinking about how everything have come to pass, just like the sun setting, like the sun is setting, how everything has come to pass and where I am. And we're basically reflecting on the past and to this moment where I'm finally there in San Francisco, and just how even though the sun is still setting, it's still so beautiful, kind of like a lion too, how it's you have so much strength to just just that strength of how it's still burning so beautifully. And that's where I get my whole inspiration from, just my whole reflecting of everything to that moment.
I think when I first saw this image, I thought about courage, just because when we talk about courage and bravery, I just always think about the Cowardly Lion. He wanted to have courage, and he already had it inside him. So I think like this is just really nice. And then the background, I think, was a great picture you chose to really complement the whole message of this piece. Cynthia, I really enjoyed the art you have for us, and I'm excited for you, and I can't wait until the day the world gets to see all your pieces of art, not just on Instagram, but in a gallery and on someone's wall at home. So I think that you have a lot to offer, and I think a lot of people will definitely be drawn to your work, especially since it's from the heart and it's inspired by meaningful relationships that you've had in your life. Something I also want to go into is, since the shelter took in place, how are you doing?
I do have to say this shelter in place, it took a toll on me. I'm pretty sure not just me, but everyone too. They have to adjust to everything closed. You know, it's just I'm so used to being able to just like go to the mall. In that case, just go to the mall and just even if I'm not buying anything, just like seeing people. You know, just people watching and just browsing. Like I can't even do the simplest thing. I can't even do that anymore. So it's been difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It's been difficult. It's been difficult, but at the same time, you know, when we're all going through something difficult, there's always something beautiful to come out of it. So I have hope that after this, everyone, like the whole world, would appreciate the simplest thing now. My artwork, um, it's been not as productive just because I can't go because I love going to the beach. And I think that's the thing that's hard because I enjoy going to the beach and just taking photos of moments at the beach. And that's the hard part because a lot of the beaches are closed now.
So, have you found any creative things to do while you're at home, or are you still working on that challenge?
Being at home or shelter in place, it challenged me as an artist because I have to be creative in a different way instead of being outside. I have to be creative indoors now. So it's hard to just be creative inside and artistic, and also translate uh, my feelings or emotions through that. It's a work in progress, but it's getting there. It's test out, trial and error.
When you were talking, one of the things that came to mind is artist block. And to some, it may happen at this moment just because the type of art they do is not available. You can't just go outside anymore and go to any beach. And so when artist block hits you, what are some methods or techniques that you use to really help you get around that?
I would say when I have artist block, I just put everything away. Like for me, it's my camera and Photoshop. Like I don't touch the Photoshop. I don't touch my camera. I just um, do something else instead. I like to skateboard, so I go and skateboard and listen to music. I do like other activity. I cook or something like that, or bake to get my mind away from it, maybe a day or two, and then go back to it.
Totally agree with you. I know that whenever I try to work on something, I hate deadlines because I if I'm not inspired to finish it, it's not going to be my best work. So I definitely feel you when it comes to what letting things go and waiting until you have a clear head and can get back to it. What are some lessons that you've learned, not only in just your art, but during shelter in place?
Just the little things that I took for granted, that I don't take things for granted. Like I said, how just it was so easy a few months ago when I can just walk to my favorite coffee shop and buy my coffee, like at a local coffee shop, and just sit there and smell the coffee, enjoy the environment, just random people doing their own work, and talk to the baristas and those simple things like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're speaking on point because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be at home right now because I live in a full house and it's just sometimes it can be so crazy. And, going to the library or Starbucks just to study. And I'm like, that's not an option anymore. It's like you have to find solace and peace within your home and making try to make a sacred space for you. So we're getting close to the end of our segment, but before we end, I actually have a game for us to play. The game is called Quick Draw, and it is developed by our friends at Google. Since you are our guest, you go first.
Okay. So much.
I see me, or moon, or circle.
Do I stop the...
No, you keep on going. You got 9 seconds left.
I'm stumped. Oh, I know, it's donut.
Oh, because I was getting distracted. There's they're talking. I was like, what?
Yeah, I guess that's another challenge to that game now.
Ear, or squiggle, or banana, or moon, or circle.
Oh, it's totally trying to figure out what you're drawing.
See baseball.
Is that how you
I
draw
see
basketball?
compass,
I totally
or
forgot
watermelon,
how.
or bracelet. Oh, I know, it's basketball.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay.
I see elbow, or square, or suitcase, or pillow. I see microwave, or
Oh my
oven.
goodness.
Oh, I know, it's television.
That reminds me of the Simpsons television. Teapot. Okay, let's see how you do this.
The teapot. Oh man.
You got this.
I see necklace, or elbow, or banana.
Where did
I
they
see
get the
pillow,
necklace
or
from?
bread, or cup, or circle. Oh, I know, it's teapot.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, a finger.
Oh, I'm gonna draw just a hand.
Oh, I know, it's finger.
Oh,
wow.
that was quick.
Mm-hmm.
I see line, or string bean, or marker, or eraser. I see seesaw, or water slide, or flip-flops. I see sweater, or jacket, or shoe. Oh, I know, it's campfire.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't even let you finish. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I gotta say, that was really great work. You stop sharing, and then I'll start sharing. Okay. Wish me luck.
Good luck. I wish you luck.
I'm gonna need it. A church. Oh, Lord. Okay. We got this. Okay. That's right. A map. Oh my gosh, how do I draw a map? Okay. That little thing is tripping me out. Okay. A map.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like really nice. Oh, wow.
Okay. I'm going to draw the Twitter bird. If I can figure it.
Oh, the Twitter bird.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst bird I've ever seen.
Well, it's still good.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Oh, that didn't turn out. All right. Let's see. I don't even know how to draw the shark, but we're going to try. What? I should have started from the bottom. Okay, a bulldozer. I came in like a wrecking ball.
I was like, okay, that's bulldozer, right? Like the... yeah.
Is that a bulldozer, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
No, it's not. No. Don't apologize. You're learning. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a hedgehog. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm gonna draw Sonic because I don't know what regular hedgehogs look like. Okay. E. What?
They got it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is too funny. So Cynthia, I really think you won it. You take the crown because that hedgehog, I don't even know how it decided it was a hedgehog. I was stumped on that. So congratulations, you're the winner. Before we get going, I want people to know where you are and where they can see more of your work. Do you have a website and social media anywhere where people can follow you to check out more of your work?
Yes, I have an Instagram account. My username is Cynthia_Xiong. That's where you can find me and follow my work on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for being a part of today's episode. We definitely appreciate everything you had to offer, especially your skills in drawing, because obviously I can't draw. Well, that's it for today. But remember, keep on creating, and I'll see you guys next time.